Good God, how long is it gonna take for this shit to fucking load? There we go, Jesus. Alright, Edgar, are you in the stream? Alright, cool. Alright, so when it comes to track building in this game, the best maps to build on are the basement, skate park. The school sucks. I fucking hate the school. The garage is good. The skyscraper sucks. Track room is alright. And the Batman cave is pretty good. So I'm gonna build in the basement because I haven't built the track in the basement in a while. And the basement, I think, is a good place to build smaller tracks. It kind of, you got a decent amount of space to do different things, so it's not like as big as a skate park, but building a smaller track in a sort of smaller environment, this is like the best way to kind of teach yourself the mechanics with how the cars are going to handle on the track. Because sometimes you can build a track that's too big, and if you don't get the corners right, it gets kind of wonky and shit. So yeah, to start things off, what I like to do is, and this is one thing I've learned, is every time you spawn into this environment, you're always going to have your spawn point right here. So to move this around, you just hold L1 and just move the, oh jeez, hold on a second, give me a minute. Okay, there we go. So yeah, sorry, you don't hold L1. So yeah, just move around with your left stick. If you want to turn it, just hold L1 and you can turn it around. It does have a lock like that, so if it ever gets locked, just turn it the other way. Hey Sam, so if you ever fuck up the track like this and you can't get it to be straight, hold R1 and triangle, and if you're near the floor, honey, are you okay? What are you doing? Are you okay? Honey. Dakota.
What?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Why are you making noises? Oh. Thought you were like panicking or something. So yeah, I was trying to figure out how to tracks on the floor like that. Oh, yeah, so just keep spamming R1 and triangle until the track is completely flat. I got Highway 35, Sonic, Motocross, and Power Pistons shipping out from tomorrow. Nice. So another thing too is, I don't know if you just noticed it, but this is not flush with the floor. This is actually hovering above the floor. So, like I said, spam the shit out of R1 and triangle until it's flush with the floor like this, because it'll be hovering if you don't do it. So just take note of that if that's ever an issue. Now, if you, let's say you're, you know, on the ground, right, and you place your next track piece, and if you hold, oops, sorry, if you hold L1 and you go up like this, right, and you're like, oh shit, I don't want that to be like that. Okay, you hold L1 and circle. That deletes. I couldn't figure out how to delete for the longest time, and I finally did it like one day, and I was like, oh, that's great. Now again, if you can't get the track to get like on the floor flat, just hold R1 and triangle and keep spamming it, and then it will flush it to the floor just like that. Now if you're building a track, one thing you really want to let me move this a little bit because I kind of want to get this a little bit better. So you want to be careful when building tracks that are this flat, because if you have a corner, like these are called flat corners, they don't bank. If you have these, it makes it harder to corner. Usually if you have these, use the fans, because the fans help the car around the corner, and they usually help. But you can also bank these as well. So proper banking is a big key element to corners in this game. So to bank, you want to hold R1 and move the left stick like that. Now I know at the beginning of the track right here isn't banking. Fool around with it and go back to this piece and twist it. Hold R1, twist it, keep it straight. Don't turn the track like this. Just keep it straight. And if you fuck it up, just reset it. So hold R1, go up, and then hold R1 again, or just keep holding R1 after you've held it up, after you've lifted it, and then just turn it to the right like that. And if you don't like how high it is, you can just lower it with the left stick, bank it a little higher. And this is a cool little thing I learned too, is if you look closely, it says transformation smooth. So if I hold L1 and square, it changes the smoothness of the track itself. So I want it to be, let's go with this. Okay, so I've got the first part of our bank here. So now we want to start turning the track. I'm not holding L1 or anything, I'm just turning the stick. Okay, now what you want to do now is hold R1 and then just lift up like that. And once you kind of get the controls down, you can do this a lot faster. So you can hold L1 too, which makes kind of a hump, as you can see, and this makes the track go like this. See what I mean? So hump, see how it stays stationary, makes a hump, and this doesn't have a hump. So that's the difference between L1 and R1. So we're going to bank this a little bit more, okay? And we're going to turn it to go underneath the pool table. And then if I don't like how it's banking, I can just hold L1 and hit square. I can get it to smooth out. Now if you're having trouble with shit like this and you can't get the track to come out, just keep doing the L1 triangle spam, and it will give you a nice spot to just lift the track a little bit and then turn it. Now one thing that's going to be difficult for a lot of people to get used to is when you move the camera, like hold on. It took me a couple tracks before I noticed the cancel operation meant undo. Oh, yeah, it took me a while to figure that out too, Gray Screws. How you doing, Mark? Um, so, when you're placing the track in this direction, right, it's going forward, the controls are going to, feel one way. So, hold on one sec. So, if I turn the camera this way, the controls are going to be reversed. So you gotta kind of play around, and once you do it a lot more and start building more tracks, you'll get used to the controls flipping. So like, this is to go down, this is to go up. It's gonna feel a little different. I think it's just because I play a lot of flight simulator games, so like sometimes the controls that get inverted when you change the camera, it tends to happen sometimes. So sometimes it can get a little confusing, so that's one thing I had a hard time with when I first started trying this out. It's even worse when you're making the tracks upside down. Yeah, we'll get into that. So right now, oh, never mind, I was hitting the wrong button. So yeah, this isn't really changing all that much. It is changing a little bit on the outside. So we're going to keep it there. And then, I don't like how far it's going. It's going to be a bit of a weird dip. So, yeah, so that's how you make a bank. And this is a flat bank, so like a bank when you're on the surface of the ground. You can make this kind of bank when you're in the air. It's a little bit more easier in there. You got a little bit more room. You just want to be conscious of how you're banking though, because bank, you can make the track go down or up. So you want to be, because you don't have something to level with. When you have the floor here, you know what you're leveling with. So that's why it'll be a little easier to make banks on the ground than in the air. But once you get more practice at it, it's a lot easier. So actually, let me show you guys how to bank in the air. So what I like to do is place a straightaway, and then after that first straight, I'll adjust a little bit, and then I'll go up slightly and turn the track and then stretch it out. Now, if I were to place the track a little bit up in the air like this, I will have to, depending on how I want the track to go, I will have to really pay attention to how I'm doing it. Because if I just turn right, this is banking down. So if I wanted to go up, I need to make sure the track is up. And it's kind of obvious, but so you turn it and then just hold R1 and go up, and that's how you can get a perfect bank that's kind of flush with the first track instead of it going down like this. So just turn it and then go up, and then bring it back a little bit, turn it, bring it down slightly, and play around a little bit with it, because sometimes you'll get it to where you keep turning and it goes down, and if you don't want it to go down, you just go back here, raise it up a little bit, and then the next piece, just fiddle with it a little. You can adjust this as well, and then yeah, just level that out back into a straightaway, and yeah. So yeah, there's a, oops, I'll go back to modify. So yeah, here's a good just normal bank that doesn't go up or down, just kind of even with to start. Those do take a little bit of time to get used to. When I first started making banks, they just kept going down, and I couldn't figure out how to make them level, so. Now, I guess we can move on to chicanes. So, we'll put it straight away. Now, if you don't know what a chicane is, it's a section of a track that has a quick little jump. So, like this. Oops, sorry. So, that's a chicane right there. So, you know, when you're driving, you want to stick to the closest inside of the track. So, you would go from the right wall side, and when you're going straight, you kind of just want to find the quickest line straight through there. And that is what a chicane is. So to make these, it's really easy. So you hold L1, and then you just move the stick left or right. And these are great too, because if you master this technique, you can make, like, if something's in your way and you don't want to make a loop or anything, you know, you just, you know, place your start gate here, and you're like, oh crap, a wall. There you go. See? Pretty neat, huh? So, that's how you do that. And crazy with it too, so, you know, you can get it to go pretty far all the way. This is about as far as you can go for that distance. Oh, oops. I was holding L1. Dive. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so that's fully stretched out. And then shrinking it. So, that's how you do chicanes. If you want to do another type of turns that I make all the time, hairpins, just turn the track all the way around. Very simple, very easy. Curved hairpin, or banked hairpins, you want to do 2 pieces. So, you know, you start with your first piece here, then your second piece, you bank that, and then you level it up like this, and then that's kind of going down, so we don't want that to go down. Camera's a little wonky, so hold on one sec. So bank it just like that, and then, you know, have a little bit of straightaway, and then turn the track back this way, and then smooth it out. And there you go. That's how you do a banked chicane. So, I think that's all the turning techniques that I know of. I mean, can you also teach good checkpoint placement so people don't cheese tracks? Oh yeah. So, checkpoint placement really depends on how you build your track. So, let's say, you know, you want to track, and this is just an example, so, oops. Edgar, if you're still moderator, can you get rid of that spam bot? Okay, so checkpoints are a little interesting, especially in this game. So, if someone was to cheese this, they'd have to touch this checkpoint, and then fly over to this one, and then touch it, and then fly over to this one, and then touch it, and this one, and touch it, and this one, and touch it. Doing this kind of track strategy makes it harder for people to cheese. Easier ways for people to cheese are tracks that are stacked on each other. So, sorry, I'm trying to go back to construction. So if I go all the way back here, right, and let's say I put, you know, a jump or something, right? Then I put a checkpoint. Then I put a corner. Okay? Then I do this, and then I go up again, right? Okay? I do that. Then I come back around, and put a checkpoint there. And checkpoint there. You know, basically, if the track is up in the air like this, and if it's really close together, and keeps going up and up and up, that kind of makes it easier for people to cheese because the checkpoints are closer together. So you want to kind of spread the checkpoints out. It's also good to place a lot of checkpoints everywhere, just anywhere you can. You can only place checkpoints in straightaways, though. You can't adjust them or move them or anything. You can do this, though, is if you have like a curved track, you can put a checkpoint like this, but I would not recommend it. So, you know, you could do stuff like that. So, it's kind of left up to, okay, reminds me of the waypoint editor in ATV After Fear 2. Yeah, pretty much. So placing checkpoints is really just going to depend on, I don't know, finding shortcuts on tracks are, it's kind of unpredictable. It's, you kind of, if you're worried about checkpoint placements and cheesing, I would say, would you agree that it is very important to plan checkpoints while building, because they are very hard to implement as an afterthought? Yes, that is true. Does it help if you make your road have higher walls? I'm not really sure if that works, but Mark, you are correct. It's good to know how you want to make your track and place checkpoints beforehand before you start doing it. Since I've been doing this for so long, I kind of just sixth sense place my checkpoints, so I'm not too worried about, you know, once you get the hang of it, you'll eventually figure out, like, okay, I'm gonna put a checkpoint here, kind of thing, da da da. It's just good not to forget about checkpoints. So, there is a couple ways to do checkpoints the right way, so you definitely make sure people don't cheat. So, always put checkpoints before loop-de-loops and after, if you can, because sometimes the little sign will get stuck. Like, see how that's sticking out on the right side? If the right side of the loop was too close, it would stop it. So it's always good to put checkpoints like this. Don't take walls off of certain sections of track. So like if I went to the loop-de-loop, right? And if I take off the right wall, you know, someone could jump off the loop and hit the checkpoint. It's hard to put into words a lot of the stuff I've discovered. I'm not the best at teaching, but there's a lot of it you just gotta really play around with it, and checkpoints are really trippy. So But yeah, I always double checkpoint like that, and then, you know, I'll make a corner, whatever, jump straight away, and then checkpoint, like that. So, great tip because people fall out of loops to cut tracks. Yep, they do that all the time. So, oh, Sleepy, I didn't know you were watching. So, corkscrews are actually pretty easy once I figured out how to do them properly. So, hold R1 and turn the stick to left or right until you get this shape. And you want to extend it. Don't make it short. Extend it all the way out. Okay? And then, to do that, hold L1 and hit square. And what you want to get is not this, this one. So easy in is what you want right here. And then just place another, and then you want to adjust it. See how that dips down right there at the top of the screen? You don't want that to dip. You want that to be flush with the last track. So no dip. You also don't want it to go above. You want it to just be flush. So we're gonna go with, let's see, easy out and linear seem to be pretty good. You also want to watch the bottom section right here. So easy out. Okay. Actually, I don't like easy out that much, so we're gonna do linear. Yeah. Okay, and then spiral again. Extend out. Hold L1, square, and linear. And then, you know, just do the same thing until you're done. If you get to this point, like I'm at, and you have a wall, R1, and just up on the joystick, and then let go of the joystick and extend out. You also kind of want to adjust it to where, let's see, hold on, because it's doing something I don't want it to do. So when you come out of this, you're going to catch a little bit of air, so you want to be cautious of that as well. So yeah, corkscrews get a little tricky, but that's how to make smooth corkscrews. Yeah, I like pressing R1 plus L and change the rotation to center. Center? Wait, what's that mean? Wait, oh, what the hell? Automatic reverse. What does that do? Whoa! I didn't know you can do that. Wow. Thanks, Mark. You just taught me something. I didn't know you could do this. That's cool. That is really neat. I didn't know you could do that. Okay, automatic reverse. Oh, wow. Central. That's interesting. Okay. Huh. Oh, I see. It dips down. Oh. Okay, R1L. And then that's the middle. And then automatic. Oh, okay, so it's from the top. Wow, that's, geez, that is going to help me a lot in the future. Thank you, Mark. That's awesome. That is so cool. I didn't know that was a thing. If it maybe highlighted a different area, I would probably understand like what that did, but I didn't even know that was a thing. That's really neat. Yeah, that's actually a lot easier to barrel roll. That's so cool. Wow. That's so cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, yeah. Alright, let's see. Smooth. And see, it's doing a... I don't like how that's transitioning there, so give me a minute. Linear. Easy out. Okay, and then let's go... Yeah, see? It's just making a bump there that I don't like, and that comes off a little bit. Okay. I just like this piece at the end is very stiff. Linear, I think, would work. If... Okay, extend. And then... Linear, yeah. Okay. There we go. Sweet. Yeah, there's a little bit of a bump right here at the corner, but if you wanted to throw in a little divot right there, no problemo. Thanks for sharing that, Mark. That's really cool. Okay, so let's see. Trying to think of what else. Jumps. Okay. Jumps are a very, very, very difficult thing. If you're doing a small jump, it's a little easier, obviously. Put a short piece first, then start the curl. Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, with jumps, if you want to do a big jump or a small jump, it's kind of easy in concept, but there's two types of jumps that I classify to make sense of differentiating the two. So there's natural jumps and power jumps, or boost jumps. So I'm going to make a natural jump. Natural jumps are typically shorter in length, so they're not usually that big. So you want to place your first track and then go over to the ghost track here, not the one with the cones, but this one, invisible module, and you want to drop it down, hold R1, and then just lower it. And then if you want, you can lower it with L1 and the left stick, okay? And then place it, and then go back to normal track, and then bring that level, you know, flat if you want, or you can make it go down, or you can get crazy and make it to where it goes up like this, because they're, you know, you can control the car in midair, blah blah blah. So a natural jump would be just something like this, okay? It's just, there's no boosting, there's nothing. You can hit this just hitting the gas, you know. It's not hard, okay? This is also a drop down jump. So you start at the top and then you just drop down to the next track. Oops. So then you got jumps where you need to go up in the air, okay? These, you want to make sure your ramp is long enough to give drivers extra time to prepare for the ramp, and you want to make sure it has a good launch. So if you have something like this, you know, and you want the track to, let's say, you know, you're landing up here, right? You do not want this to be level, because you're just going to drive off of this first section and then just fall, and you're not going to land on what is above. So, go back to construction. Okay, so this invisible piece makes a lot of impact on how you're doing stuff. So, shorten it just to get the hang of it. The length of the ghost piece is going to determine how big the jump actually is in length. So, we're gonna go like a little. I don't do a lot of the jumps that go up or higher, so it's gonna be a little tricky. So drop this down, go up, and then like that. Okay, and then take this track piece and just level it out. So this is going to need a boost pad, because you can't really make this by just driving naturally and not boosting whatever. Well, he's not an upper. I don't get it. So you'd want to put boost pads here, you know, pink boost pads, or you know, if you don't want to give them an assist, you want to give them the recharge, because at least they can boost across the track and fly through the air. These just help you go faster. These are not good for jumps. I do not recommend them for jumps. These are really just for sections of track that are slow, or if you're going up a hill. So if you put this here, it's not really going to help somebody out. You'd want to give them boost or a pink pad, which, you know, you run it over, you get boost. Down or upper. So when it comes to placing boost as well, you want to be keeping in mind how much power is being put out. So the closer you have these pads to the edge of the jump, the more someone's going to have more boost time. So they might fly over the track if you have the boost right here. The accelerator are good for long drifts and drifting upward. Yeah. I actually discovered that the green pads are really great for like corner banking and stuff. It's a technique I discovered. It's really fun to do. So you want to keep in mind that placing boost pads, you know, you want to make sure where you're placing them is right. So it'd be good to place it around like here. And that should give someone enough time to get enough speed to get up to the top of this, and then they can boost across. Always be very generous when making jumps like this, so always give them the ability to get boost before a ramp, because if they don't make the jump and they're back here and they keep blasting off from here and they can't make it because they don't have boost, well, that's because there's no pads here. So always be generous with jumps and always give people boost, because it sucks when you can't make a ramp, especially when you got one boost bar or boost cell. So going back to construction, so yeah, drop down jumps and, you know, up jumps. My biggest pet peeves with tracks is when someone builds a jump, okay, and it can be a boost or a natural, doesn't matter, and, you know, there's a corner. This is a big no-no. Side jumps, I'll get to that in a minute. So this is a big no-no. I know this is a small jump, but going full speed off of this, you're gonna probably land on the track and hit the outside wall, or you're gonna completely jump over this entire thing. Can I even test this? Yeah, I can. So, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. See? You just jump over it. So, when you're building jumps, you want to really keep in mind how far the car is going to travel when it's in the air. So, good landing. Now, another thing about jumps. Do not make a landing and then place a checkpoint. Because... I should put a recharge here. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Modify. Nope. I wish this was a little faster. Okay. Okay, so if I was to angle my car more to fly, I would have hit the sign. So don't place checkpoints in the landing area of jumps, because you either fly over the checkpoint or you hit the damn thing, and that's annoying. So if you do want a checkpoint, definitely just measure out the length of the landing, so that way it gives people enough time to react to the checkpoint in the distance, as well as some people can't fly across, you know, really far as well. Like if I did a jump like this, okay, and I made a landing, this would be a pretty good distance for a checkpoint. Nice tip to put a little boost charge up piece for testing. Oh yeah, just turn it upside down. Okay, so yeah, if you want to, you know, test jumps and stuff, it's a good way to just get practice at it, because jumps are very tricky. Especially, you know, bigger jumps. Now, this should be a good distance, so we'll test this out. I mean, I think it's a good distance. If you hit the top of the sign, you're doing something right. So. You know, see, that gave me plenty of time to react to the sign in front of me, so my car floated to the ground and I didn't hit the top of the sign. And I did force my car to fly, so even if I didn't force my car to fly, I had plenty of time to land on the track and not hit the sign. And that counts for corners too. Like, this is a pretty good distance to place a corner. I wouldn't do a super sharp corner. I would do maybe like a little turn, you know, and then gradually make a corner. You know what I mean? But, you know, just experiment around with it. I guess another thing we can get into is magnet strips. So the way magnet strips work in this game is it gives the cars essentially downforce. You know, it just holds the car, you know, to the track. There's no actual downforce in the game at all. It doesn't matter how fast you're going with your boost. The only time downforce really works is on loop-de-loops. So, you know, we'll do, where's a standard loop-de-loop? You know, we'll do like the magnet strips are weak as fuck. No, they're actually pretty good. It just depends on how you place them. So, hold on one second. Move this over here. Okay, so there's natural loop-de-loops, which are these, so no magnets, and then there's, you know, the magnetic loops. So when it comes to these, depending on how big the loop is going to determine how much your car can actually take going up it. So since we're in a smaller environment, these loop-de-loops, you know, let me make a little bit of a straightaway first. Hold on. So these loops are probably not going to be as hard to get up. So lower it a little, as high as we can go. Big, big, big. Right there. Okay. Back to modify interactive objects. And we'll put a pad here. Okay. So I'm not going to boost up the loop. I'm just going to get boost, but I'm not going to boost up. Determine whether you need to put boost on it or not. It also depends on how many loops there are. Especially issue, but I still put boost pads on these anyways, just because it makes the race. See you, Sleepy. You know, so we'll go here. So, see, no problem. And the reason I was able to do that is because the loops were smaller and it's not downforce, it's just the speed of the car itself. Now, when you are boosting, you do get more pressure of the car being pushed against the track, so, you know, gravity does what gravity does. You know, but when you want to make a loop-de-loop big, what you want to do is give the proper stuff, and there is a technique to doing this because some people make bad loop-de-loops. The loop-de-loops are a very complex thing, as simple as it may look. So when you're making loop-de-loops, natural ones, the ones without magnets, there are 4 things you can do. You can do the very simple thing and place a pink pad, okay, and you know, that gives somebody boost to make the loop. Now when it comes to these, you want to be strategic about how you place these, because if you put too many on here, it makes it harder for people to control their car. Typically, can you do me a favor? Yeah, hold on, Edgar. Well, explain what your favor is, but I'll keep talking about this. So, depending on how big the loop is, you don't always want to put a boost pad here. Make Swamp Realm 2.0. Okay, I'll do that. So the reason for this is, if you just have one loop, you don't want to do too many boosts, because if you keep doing boosts, and then you came out of this with a corner, okay, it's going to make it annoying for drivers to stop. So don't overdo the pink boost pads, because a lot of people like to put too many of these, and you don't really need to do that many. So with a loop this size, the way you want to place these, okay, and this is the biggest loop you can make in this environment, by the way, because of the roof. Well, at this height, you can make a little bit of a bigger one. So place a boost at the base, your car stops boosting around here. Typically the player will ignite their own boost themselves to get up a little bit higher. So right about here, you would want to place one. They would be out of boost, so one right there. And they might get a little bit more boost because they may be drafting somebody, so, you know, one there just in case. Now this last section is always a guess, because your car is descending at this point, so you have a lot of fucking speed. So this might be the last pad you need. So you hit that one and you're pretty much good the whole time. Now when you're coming out of here, you know, if you don't have any other boost or anything like this, you can put a corner afterwards. You don't have, well, don't put a, like, hold on. Don't do this, okay? I've seen players do this and it pisses me off. Don't ever do a thing like that. Always make a straightaway after a loop-de-loop to give players time to react to what's coming next. Because your camera, you know, when you're on a loop-de-loop, moves to where you can't see in front of you very well. So always give players time to react by giving a straightaway after a loop. You know, that's a good thing too. So even if you have a straightaway and a corner like this, this still might be a little bit too short, so extend it a little bit. Get a corner like that. So I was talking earlier about placing too many boost pads. If I put a pad here, I mean, you could do it, but I wouldn't, just because you're gonna go into a corner, and not only are you blinded by not being able to see in front of you, hitting this extra boost pad also makes it to where you can't control your car for the next obstacle after the loop. So don't put boost pads closer to the exit of the loop. Make sure you measure it out and you give enough time for drivers to get to it. So I'm gonna test it out. So, I actually have too much boost on the loop because it's not that big, but, and I kind of measured the thing out, but, you know, it's not too bad. So, that's basically the basics on loops with the pink pads. Now, with magnets, pretty self-explanatory, so, you know, you just place the magnets on there and help out, you know, people with the stuff. The green pads, these ones, the arrow pads, this you can place around the entire loop and the car won't fall off because you're constantly accelerating. So these are very nice to use. These also aren't as dangerous as the pink pads in terms of speed, but I would recommend not extending the green, like, okay, so, sorry. So, like, pretend that the whole thing's around the track, right? And it's still going, still going, still going, still going, still going. I would stop it, like, here. Because if you keep extending it out farther and farther and farther and farther and farther, I mean, you can stop it here and it's not too bad. But if this straightaway wasn't as long as it is, and it was a little bit shorter, you could plow into the next corner if you're not careful with how you place these. So just be aware of that. That's one thing. The cool thing about magnet strips is you maintain your speed the whole time, so you just don't want to get knocked off. There's a few ways you can place these that either make it generous for the drivers or challenging. So placing the magnets to the outside typically make it harder because you're closer to the wall and you risk hitting the walls. So there's that. I sometimes, if I want to do a magnet loop, I'll put one here and I'll go back and I'll measure out. I'm not going to really make it this long, but I'll get it as close as I can to the middle, the first one. Let me get rid of that because I don't place it very good. So I usually use the Hot Wheels logo as a measuring. And I bring it to the line and then move it and put my navigation speed to 1 and then place that there. And I should have extended that out. Sorry. So place it there and then, you know, go up with it, blah blah blah, and then place another one and try to get it as close as possible. It's a little touchy, and right there. So placing magnet strips or like boost pads or things like this, but it mostly with magnet strips, is this gives people more room to kind of move around. You can get to the outside here, you can get close to the wall, or you can stay on the inside. This makes it easier, you know, less of a challenge. But if you want to make it challenging, put the magnets against the wall as far as you can and leave the middle of the loop empty. So loops with magnets like this are more generous. Now of course you can do one strip along, and that's pretty tough as well because you have a lot less magnet to work with to get through the loops and stuff like that. So gosh darn it, I don't know why that's not giving me the option to do this. Delete. Why can't I delete it? There we go. Okay. Now with these, it's good to place these a lot farther before a loop-de-loop so people have enough boost to get up the loop. I mean, you can put them on the loop if you want. Some people haven't really complained about that. But you know, I don't know. It's up to you, really. That's all I got for loops. Like I said, loops are complicated, so there's a lot that gets into it. Jeez, construction. There we go. So yeah, we covered loops, jumps, corners, straightaways. I mean, straightaways. Okay, the next thing we should probably go over is making your track go into the air. So if you're gonna do this, don't place a checkpoint at the top of your hill, because you're gonna freaking hit the checkpoint when you come off of this ramp. Now there is a way to kind of bypass this, but it also depends on how you're kind of doing it. So you can try this out. It most likely won't work because the car is going to go too fast. As you can see, I almost hit the sign. But yeah, so when you're making humps like this, don't put checkpoints at the top of the hill. A lot of people do it, and it's annoying, so don't do it. If you do have a hill like this, and you don't want it to be this steep, just extend it out. Farther back you go, you know, the steeper it is. And don't do these. These are these are awful. I don't like these. So it's always good to extend these. Now, if I extended that outwards, you could probably get away with putting a checkpoint here, but I still wouldn't recommend it because you probably still come off the track. So if you want a checkpoint, just do that. And if you're still worried about the cars catching air, that's when you can place the magnets. So humps and hills are pretty self-explanatory. It's not too difficult, but you know, I figured I'd share some techniques instead of keep you wondering, because some people probably do want to know how to do this right. But it's okay, that's what the tutorial is for. So now when you make different hills, you got this. Okay, this is more of a smoother hill. Same thing. Don't put a checkpoint at the top. You can maybe get away with this, but because it's a lot smoother, it's not as steep. But if someone boosts up this, they can still probably hit the sign. So just be very careful of that. Don't put corners either. Do not put corners. I don't care if it's banked, you know, and extended out, whatever. Corners after an immediate, you know, or a corner right after a hill is crappy, so don't do that. You know, make your hill and then make a straightaway. Give players time to react, and then, you know, do a corner. Now, if you don't do a long section here, like this isn't too bad, then definitely put a magnet, like right here. Okay, and you want to extend it all the way to the flat spot. So we're going to test this out. So, yeah, pretty good. So yeah, depending on how you level these out and things like that, is, you know, how high you're going to get air. Even if, you know, how steep it is too. And with hills like that too, don't put a green. Well, actually, let me explain that. So you got a hill, okay, and let's say you want them to go, you know, really fast up the hill, okay, because it's like a steeper hill, okay, steep hills, all right. And okay, it's hard to do it in this environment, sorry, but you know, you got a steeper hill like this. This kind of stuff is really wonky. So you don't really want to do these kind of hills. You want to make them very level, flushed out. So don't make your hills too steep. Just make them balanced like that. That's not too bad. Yeah, once you play around with it, you'll get better at it. Yeah, that's hills. Does anybody have any questions? Because there's probably some stuff I can cover that I can't think of right now. I should probably talk about driving on different surfaces, because I know that's something that I haven't talked about yet. Okay. I just remembered something that's actually really important. So I'm going to cover this really quick. If anybody has any ideas of what we need to talk about, you can still say them, but I just want to show you guys this really quick. So, if you're placing this kind of track piece, okay, and, you know, you want cones, okay, you want to drive on the surface of the track, do not put a checkpoint, because you'll hit the little black ramp and hit the top of the checkpoint. That's annoying as hell. So always do the cone checkpoints when you're on the ground. Even if you're coming back to normal roads, you know, like this, don't put a checkpoint there. Like, it sucks. Another thing with these, when you're coming back to, coming back to normal roads, don't make it short, extend it out, and do not do an immediate corner, because you will hit this jump and you will jump over the corner. Don't do that. That sucks. So just like the jumps, give people enough time to land and react. A really nice thing with this I discovered is doing this, sorry, don't do a hairpin, but you know, let's just say that goes up, okay? So, you know, you're jumping off, you're driving on the surface, and you hit this bump, okay? And then, you know, you land on the track. This is a technique that's actually really fun to do. It's not bad or anything. It's actually pretty neat. I think it's a little better than having just flat like this. I mean, when you want to get your track back in the air, because, you know, typically you got this, and then, you know, you maybe, you know, sorry, this is kind of a wonky spot, so let me go over here. You know, so you got this here, okay, and you want to do a corner or something, and you want to go up or whatever. Now, if you don't want to make a corner and you just want to go up in the air, just place it, and then, oh, damn it, just make it go in the air. You don't have to make a corner, because just do this. It was a little bit long, but usually if you shorten it, you can get a better perspective of what I'm talking about. So, what time is it? Hold on a sec. Okay, it's almost 11. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, don't put checkpoints at corners when you're driving on the surface like this, or you will jump over corners of the checkpoints and hit the checkpoints and stuff like that. So that's annoying. Oh boy, what's another thing we can cover? Obstacles. So these. When you're placing one of these animated things, okay, make sure it is flush, like this. You know, flat. Don't do stuff like this. Okay? I mean, boulders is a little different, but it still sucks. Like, don't ever place these sideways. It's obnoxious. There's also times where people will have the track kind of going like this. You know, they don't really straighten it out, and then they try putting something like this. Boulders, but it depends. But like, especially the snake, don't do this. It sucks. Spider too. It's bad. Just keep them flat. I mean, if you want to get crazy experimental crap, you know, you can do that, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's a lot of... It just doesn't make it fun. The snake module is actually a perfect example of, like, you do not want to mess with this thing in terms of making it sideways, because if you do this, you make it sideways. I mean, here, I'll show you guys. Sorry, one sec. This is really loud. Okay. So you come through here. Okay. I crashed like an idiot, but this is all sideways now. And it makes it a lot more difficult to drive through this thing. It's all crooked and everything. So don't ever place modules like this sideways. It's just stupid. I guess we can get to some more technical stuff. Broken loops. It's kind of hard to do. And it does take a while to do them. So a broken loop is when you gotta jump like this, okay? And I'm just gonna draw it out. It's not gonna look exactly like this, but I'm just giving you guys a quick example, okay? So like this is a broken loop, okay? So Test the track. And this is awful. This is an awful example of Mr. Improvement. So you guys kind of get it. Can you lay magnetic strips in the snake's loops? No. That's actually a very good question. Thank you for asking that. No, you cannot. I will show you guys an example. So I'm going to actually show you guys every track piece that you cannot place boost or magnets on. Okay? So anything that's a module or a special piece, you can't put them on. Even these magnet strips, you can't put boost. So we're going to go to interactive objects, and as you can see, it's red. I'm mashing the X button, nothing. This is the same for animated ones too. So that entire orange piece where the spider is, can't place it. And that's for every single animated module. I'll do the snake because Mark asked, but let's see. Go back and snake. Okay. Interactive. Oh, nope. Interactive. There we go. So yeah, nothing. Still red. Still red. Still red. Nothing. Yeah, see, still red. So can't place that there. Yeah, so that's it for those. So broken loops are a little tricky depending on how you're building them. I'll just give you guys a really simple example of how to build these. So you want to shorten the gap here, and you want to hold L1 and go down, place it, and then place another one here. Okay, give it a little bit of room. Actually, I'm going to do a magnet one, actually. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Magnet. Come here. This, go back to basic. That was a clear and easy to understand tip. No interactive objects on special or animated objects. Yep. And also checkpoints. Okay, so when you're making stuff like this, just items in the basic row. Yes, yeah, everything in the basic, so I call them natural, essentially, except for these. You can't place anything on the world surface, just the orange track, basic, and checkpoints. You can't place anything on checkpoints either. So, getting back to this, so if I'm making something like this, right? Okay, and I want the track to go through here. Even if I switch to Ghost, Invisible Module, it won't let me place it. So to bypass this, you want to bring this back a little bit. Maybe bring it up slightly. Not too high, because then you'll crash into the track above you. So slightly up, okay. Place it. Go to Ghost. Drag it as far back as you can. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Far back. Then turn it until it turns green, okay? And you can fiddle around with this and do it as much as you want. This kind of stuff is really complicated, so I would get a lot of practice doing this, because I'm not even that good at it. Thank you, Edgar. So yeah, also you can't touch physical tracks either. I honestly don't understand why we have to do this. I mean, it's invisible, but at the same time, it's because when you're off the track, it when you make a track and you come off of it and there's checkpoints, even if the track's invisible, that still technically counts. That's why these are also very tricky with how you build them. So you have to be very, very careful with how you build these. So you want to drop this down. And this is just a very simple version of this. Like, these get really complicated. There's some really crazy stuff that I don't even know how to do that some people do. So this is going to be a little tough. So we want to turn it this way. Okay, no, that's not going to work. Oh, come on. This is going to take me a minute. So you basically want to get this to come out here, okay? And the hard thing is, okay, I did a crash intersection, but didn't allow plenty of room for the transparent track crossing area. Oh. Oh, where the car's being reset, Mark? Is that what you're talking about? So yeah, these are real pain in the butt. So, kind of want to get it low as possible and measure it out, and then get back to. I'm not really good at doing these, so just bear with me. So, basically, this end is what you need to get over here, okay? It's very hard to do, but you want to get this over. Come on. Okay. Okay. Almost there. Alright. Alright, we did it. Okay. So, this is the best I'm going to be able to do for this, okay? So, it's going to look kind of wonky. But that is basically how you make a broken loop. So, we're going to test it. I'm probably not going to have enough speed because I didn't put a freaking boost charger. Give me a moment, sorry. Construction, modify. Yep. Okay. And right there. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit of a running start. So yeah, that is basically how you make a broken loop. Very complicated, but if you get it right, it's very satisfying. These kind of loops are better for bigger environments, so the basement is not the best place to be making these. It gets really hard when you don't have a lot of room. So yeah, but your biggest thing is getting your last piece of ghost track out here, because the end of this determines where this piece is going to be, and this is your landing. So always pay attention to that, because if this is off like this and you place it, guess what? Your track's not flush. It's all the way over here. So you have to really pay attention to how you place these. Just like that. So yeah, that's how you do broken loops. Inverted hairpins. Very easy. They're one of my favorite things to build in the game. So there's different ways of kind of doing these. You just go vertical. You can do a short way, high, it doesn't matter. Um, the nice thing about this game is it doesn't matter how small you make these, it doesn't affect how the car drives. So don't be afraid to make these like tiny ramps, okay? So inverted hairpins are always really interesting to make because depending on how big the area is will determine if you can even make a hairpin or not. So with these, you want to give the drivers enough time to react. So do not make a tiny hairpin like this. Everybody's going to go up this and hit the outside wall. So extend it as much as you can, and because I'm in the basement, I have to adjust this. So drop it down, straight, vertical, shrink, vertical, and then basically you want to go as far as you can and then turn it. Now you can extend this, but if you don't want a big hairpin, extend this up a little bit, okay, and then turn this, and then you can shrink it or make it a little bit bigger. Shrinking it like this size sucks because you don't have any time to really adjust your car turning, so you do want to make it at least this size. This is a pretty good size for a hairpin. Inverted hairpins are really weird. No gravity roads can make your car fall off the track. Yeah, you can actually put magnet strips on these though, so that's what's cool. Hold on, I'll show you guys. So yeah, there's natural hairpins, which is what this is, and the magnet ones, which is, you know, just the magnets. But you know, you need to put magnets on these regardless. Typically I make these out of the special magnet tracks, but if you want, you can, you know, use these. I wouldn't recommend it. I would rather just, you know, recommend using the special track. I just kind of made this to show an example. But yeah, when it comes to placing magnets on these, you want to do inside of the corner. So like this, and this is not placed very well, so my car is not going to probably make it down this very well. I'm probably going to fly off. So right there. Okay. Alright. Oops. There we go. Now you can only place two strips of anything on a track at the same time. Pink pads are a little different, same with the signs, the yellow signs, but I don't ever use the yellow signs. I've used them a few times, then I stopped because I freaking hate them. So, come up here. As you can see, I'm falling off, because I should probably be using the special piece instead of natural. But yeah, I mean, these work, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Even if I went full speed, I kind of fall off the track there, so. Yeah, definitely build hairpins out of the special magnet tracks. Now, hairpin loops. I don't really know what to call these actually. Half loops. I don't remember what I called these, but I build these a lot. So when I first started making these, I actually realized that I wasn't doing them right. So after a while, I realized, oh hey, I gotta start doing this better. So make a good straightaway whenever you're doing these, because vertical hairpins. No, vertical hairpins is what I just showed you guys. This is like just a half loop, you know, it's just a section of track. I don't know. I don't really have a name for these. But no, vertical hairpin is the first thing I just showed you guys, but this is a completely different thing. So, do not put a corner like this or anything. Make sure it's straight. Okay. This is a pretty good distance. And then, you know, put a slight corner. You know, don't be, you know, making super sharp ones. I mean, you can, but, you know, if you're going to do another hairpin right here, make this a lot longer. And then do a hairpin. So, and I did not do that in magnet, sorry. So, yeah. So, you can make these bigger, smaller. You know, so I guess we can start talking about upside down tracks. So yeah, upside down tracks are pretty easy to make. Let's see. They're not too difficult. I mean, as long as you got these magnet roads, you're good. Or, I mean, you can use the natural and just place magnets, but it says easier to use these. So, wasn't going to mention it. Okay. So, when you're placing these, you know, to get back to the normal level of things, mag track. Losing my concentration here. So yeah, oh yeah, here we go. So one thing that I've seen people do is this. Don't do these. I don't care how big you make them, and I don't care how extended you make them. I mean, you can get away with something like this. Okay? Maybe. But these are very dangerous because the magnets aren't that strong in this game. So typically you're going to fly off if you're going full speed on this. If you want to do... I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that at all. But this kind of stuff you really need to experiment with. And it takes a lot of practice. But this kind of stuff I don't do because I always have the cars flying off, so I never do it. So going back into this, okay? It's okay to have a corner and then it immediately goes back into one of these. It's not a big deal. Just make sure the corner is not too sharp, because sometimes it can throw people off, but it's alright. It's not too bad, but I would give a straightaway, just give people some room. Gotta go sleep now. See ya. Alright, I'll see you later, Edgar. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so if you are making the track go up, you can do this to kind of save the cars from flying off. But if you're going this high and you get about here, you still risk kind of coming off. So the more intense you make this, the more higher risk you're gonna have the car falling off. So if you need to go up a little bit, you can, but just be careful. But yeah, so that's about that. It for that. Yeah, upside down tracks are pretty fun. Sometimes you gotta just make sure you don't make anything that banks the car outwards. Like, don't do these either. Like, don't make the track like that, because the cars will fly off. This is fine. You're okay if you do these, but yeah. Oh boy, it's been an hour and 30 minutes, so let's see if I can cover anything else. Don't really, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much, but I don't like it when start gates are kind of wonky. Just keep your stuff flat. It's just a lot nicer. Um, uh, let's see, what else can I cover? Oh, okay. Splits. So, I don't want to do this. Let's talk about splits. So, I didn't know how to do splits for a while in the game, but thanks to someone explaining it to me, it made sense. Now, I do not understand the invisible splits. I have not been able to figure these out. I don't know why they are really in the game or what they do. I haven't experimented with them, but physical splits. So, you got the one that blocks you and the normal one. So, when it comes to splits, when you're making them, you know, you can make them however you want. But, you know, let's say I build this track, you know, like this, blah, 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 and you're like, wait, you know, I'm done. I don't want to build anymore with this track, okay, and I want to do the next track piece, but you don't know how to do it. Go down, special, go over to one of these. It'll say, hold on. Yeah, see, it says cross join and join, okay? So that means whatever the arrows are facing is where the next track piece is going to go. So it's a little weird, but we're going to do this one because this makes more sense. So use an invisible split to go off-road around an obstacle. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I just haven't experimented too much with it. I mean, I kind of figured that's what it was for, but some people get tricky with how they do things and do some really crazy stuff. So that's how you do splits, and then once you connect it to this piece, you know, you're good there. Now, when it comes to you know, let's say you don't know how to get this to connect. You know, you're like, how does this work? You know, it's not working. Just hold L1 and hit triangle. And there you go. That's it. Now you can disable it too by just turning it off. But it's always a good idea to have it on when you have splits, or when you're building a circuit track and, you know, you just need to come back to the start gate and you just have it on. Now, this is kind of breaking it because it's too close, but you know, come around here, have it on, and then it connects it for you just like that. So it's always good to have the close track snap on. Let's see. Oh, so the different start gates determine different obstacles. So you have the ghosts, and you can place these anywhere. If you just go to special. Oh, my bad, not special. Go to animated. Okay, where are the ghosts? Oh, duh. I'm sorry. Okay. You have to go to interactive objects, just like the boost pads and stuff, and that's how you place these. So these are all the same, and it is determined by what start gate you place, and it doesn't matter if it's a course or a circuit. So the ghosts one, or the castle, the haunted house has got the ghosts. The Yeti has the ice. The Nitrobot has the triple pads, and the Scorpion has acid, and the Pterodactyl has the tornadoes. Now I'm going to show you guys a little secret about the Pterodactyl that I discovered that is really nice, because I hate the tornadoes. So you're ever racing and you get stuck in one of these stupid tornadoes, okay? So you ever get stuck in those, and you don't get penalized for this, okay? Oh, hold on a second. Oh, okay. So yeah, if you ever get caught in a tornado, just reset, and it cancels it. It's fantastic. I do not like the tornadoes, so if you ever hit one of those dang things, just push triangle. It instantly gets you out of it. It's awesome. As far as everything else, it doesn't really do the same. The tornadoes are the only ones that really stop you. Let's see. So yeah, there actually are two different types of boost gates. Oh wait, another thing that they should explain is that once you select a finish line, you can't delete it. Yeah, I noticed that, and I kind of hate that. So like if you build your track, you're kind of screwed. Like you can't go back and switch the start gate. It's pretty crummy. So when you're selecting your start gate, make sure you know what you're choosing. Also, there's a difference between these two. So the standard one is when you get a countdown, it says 3, 2, 1, go. And if you hit the gas on 3, or a little bit after 3, you build boost. On this one, there's a little meter that pops up, and it tells you to mash X. If you're on Xbox, it's probably A. Computer, I don't know. But you mash the button, and it charges your boost. So that is the difference between these two gates. So keep that in mind as well. So if you want people to mash the button, choose the launcher. If you don't want people to mash the button, just choose this one. The parking garage is a pretty complicated start gate. Honestly, I would experiment a lot with this before using it on tracks because a lot of space, and it can get kind of tricky with how you build your track because it splits, and it can make it harder to build a track because one side might be longer than the other, blah blah blah, depending on how you do it. So splits are just complicated. The dinosaur, these are only for courses. You can't put the dinosaur for circuits because it's point to point race. I wish there was a finish line where you can go back in his mouth. That'd be pretty cool. I really like that a lot. I actually want to show you guys something that I discovered by accident. So we're gonna choose course, okay? What's your opinion on which start players prefer, timer or button masher? I don't know. I like them both. I think they're both very fun. I don't know. I think the button masher is a lot easier compared to the standard because it's not based on timing as much as the standard one, because the standard one you gotta hit the gas at a certain time to get the purple boost flame, but with the button mash you just X X X X X X X X X X X, just keep mashing the X or A button and that's it. So if you want an easier boost start, like if you're having trouble with this one, just do this one all the time. I will say though, this is the only one that has that option. So like if you chose pterodactyl or any of these, you will have the same boost as this one, not this one. Same with the dinosaur. The dinosaur is just like these. I do want to show you guys something really cool that I discovered by accident, by the way, and I hope they don't patch this. So if you choose course, okay, finish line, volcano. Alright, so let's see, how am I going to be able to do this? So this is, I didn't do this in here, I did this in the track room. So I need to... Oh, I know exactly what to do now. Okay. 1 second. Actually, no, that... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna get this to work, but we're gonna try it anyway. So oops. Okay. I like the appearance of the timing starting block, but now that you explained the difference, I'm going to use the button masher starting piece. Yeah. Okay, so I'm probably not going to be able to get this on my first try, but I found a little glitch. Oops. Oh. Okay, so, by the way, wherever there is magnets, okay, like, if I fall off, right, if I reset, you will always be set back wherever there is a magnet. And it's only magnets, okay? So, if you ever build a track with a section that has upside downs like this and there's magnets, doesn't matter if it's a magnetic tape like this or the big stuff, if you ever fall off wherever there's a magnet upside down, you'll be set back there. Just a little thing I discovered. Alright. Hitting it a little bit too early. Okay. This is a lot harder when you can't see it. Come on. Okay, I keep messing this up. Okay, I'm stuck. Bummer you can't fall on the booster. Oh, no. Just the magnet holds you. It's not the, Alright. This is gonna be a little weird. I need to measure out how I'm gonna do this. Okay, I see. So, that corner. Okay. There we go. Alright. Oh yeah, here's another example of falling off, okay? So magnet, reset, magnet. Okay, this should be it right here. Can you finish if you fall into the volcano? Yes, you can. So, if you ever fall into the volcano, and if you pass the checkered lines right here, it's very hard to do. I've done it a few times on tracks where somebody placed the volcano and I flew off a loop-de-loop or something landed in here. As long as you get past that checkered line, you win the race. It does not matter if you're coming at it the direction I'm at right now. As long as you somehow cross it, you win. So it's kind of like there's a square. Like imagine an invisible square around that orange piece right there and the finish line. As long as you get past it from some certain angle, like if I was flying in from the top of the volcano and I crossed it in midair like this, you know, but I'm flying over it and like I land right here and don't even touch the pink pads, I'd win the race. But yeah, you can do some crazy stuff with the volcano. So I'm still trying to do the little thing, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it because it's very difficult. But you can get inside the volcano and land in the lava without getting reset. It's very difficult, but it's possible. Is there a camera mode? No, I don't think there is. Okay, so basically, the back of the volcano, if you're looking at the face, okay? The face of the volcano. The very back of it, there's a spot where you can fall down back there, and you can touch the lava and not get reset, but it's very hard to get to. I did make a track specifically to get to the back of the volcano, because I discovered it by accident, and it does work, so that's pretty neat. Gosh, what time is it? Oof, it's almost 12 in the morning. So I'm going to try one more time to get in here. Oh, well, I almost made it in there. But yeah, if you can kind of tell, there's a little spot that I'm supposed to fall between. Ooh, I almost had it there. Just a little bit too far forward. Nope. Nope. There we go. And, oh, I landed on the orange. Gosh darn it. I almost made it down. But, yeah, there's a way to, land in the lava. It's very hard. It's just a little thing I discovered. But yeah, it's right back there. I don't even know if it's possible to hit it from here. It's a very small spot, too. That's all I really have for track building. I think I covered everything. I don't know if you guys have any other questions, but if you do have any questions, I can probably explain them. You're welcome, Mark. Oh, you know what? Let me, see if I can validate this. I want to show you that you can win the race by, going in backwards. So we're validating it, okay? So I just gotta get to the finish. So here's the top of the volcano, okay? Fall in. I didn't land that right. I didn't really see where it is, but can I actually reset? Yeah. Okay, it's gonna be a little tricky. Might be right here. Oh, I almost made it. But yeah, if you land in there correctly... Oh, actually, perfect. Hold on one sec. Let me think, where is it? It's right here. Ah, okay, I missed it. But yeah, if you land over that, you can, Oh, you can still do it. Sweet. Come on. Nope. Okay. Oh, well that's weird. It didn't work. Maybe they fixed it. Huh. They might have fixed it. I made a track building playset that is hosted on my front page. I will include this video. Oh, thank you, Race Grooves. That would be awesome. I really appreciate that a lot. That's really awesome. I'm gonna see if I can still try to get into the volcano here. Because I don't know if they patched it, but they might have patched it. Because I could have sworn you just had to land over the finish line. Yeah, see? I didn't validate it, so they probably fixed it. Okay. So yeah, it looks like they might have fixed it somehow. So I don't know if you can actually cheat in the volcano anymore. Oh, there we go. Thank goodness. Okay, so before... Wait. Oh, here we go, yeah. Okay, so if you ever get to this point where you finish your track and you don't like the finish line, you can just push X on it and then delete it. That's how you grab it. And it took me a while to figure that out, but that's how you do it. These screens up at top is how you switch. So you got R1 and the left to right, blah blah blah. I did want to talk about this really quick. So place this here. When you go into modify, okay, and you push square and you know, take away a wall or add this or whatever, and all these right here, if these are too close to an object in the world or another track, it won't let you place it. It will just go back to this. So be mindful of how you place track pieces with these, or else you can't place them. Now, another thing, and this is a really crappy one, so be careful not to mess this up at all, because this really sucks. If you ever delete a wall, okay, and do you see where it says no wall, and underneath it says 105 of 1800? If you max that out, because when you place these, it actually counts as memory. Your memory bar, if it maxes out, and if you delete the wall, you can't get this wall back. if you maxed out at memory. It won't come back. It will stay gone. So be very careful if you max out a track in size of memory and delete a wall, because you won't be able to get it back. It won't come back. It will stay like this. So be very careful of that, because I've done that a few times. One more thing, because I do have to go to bed. This is the last thing I want to show off, because this is very important. When you're making a jump, oh, thank you, Mark. Have you done the second leg of the world race? No, I have not, Kurt Wild. Maybe I'll make that eventually. My biggest is around 1200. Oh, that's pretty good. I've made some pretty large tracks in some of these small environments, and it gets kind of cruddy, because it's like, oh man. So, real quick. Real quick. When you make a jump, okay, and you gotta jump, and it's really good, blah, 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 alright, and you're modifying it, keep the walls like this. Don't put flags. These are painful, because sometimes when you're racing, you can collide with another car, and you can be sent off in another direction, and you can hit these stupid flags, and they're awful. I don't like it when people put these flags on landing ramps, because they're annoying, and the 9 times out of 10 make you crash. So don't ever put these stupid flags here. Just on landing ramps in general, like, even these little green signs can be a hassle, so don't put those there. Just leave the walls blank. Like, you can put the little lights on the side, that's fine, because it's not a wall extension. But no flags, no guardrails, nothing like that. One thing you can add, flags suck when taller vehicles tip. They clip the flags. Yeah, they do. Especially the green signs, that's annoying. One nice little generous thing that you could do to help drivers out, and you don't have to do this, but I don't even do this that much. You can add the extendy pads. You can add the extendy pads here, and it will give people extra room to, land on the track, whatever. It's just a little thing you can do to be generous. If not, you don't have to do it. But like I said, I don't do it a whole lot. But this is a little neat thing. I have played most of your Accelerators tracks, and they are very well done. Thank you, Kurt Wild. I appreciate that. So that's funny. That's my Instagram. Kurt Wild's also my favorite character. Yeah, so that's one thing that I wanted to go over that I forgot to cover. I kind of I like putting flags like on exciting parts of tracks, like straightaways or a finish line, but I don't normally do flags that much. This is just a habit of mine, and like anytime I do a corner, I'll always put arrows, just because they're nice to have them there. It helps out when, I mean, this is a corner. You can see this coming, okay? This one's not bad. But when you're in the heat of the action and there's loops and crazy stuff going on and you're going really fast, it's nice to have these arrows, because you never know. Blind corners are everywhere, when you're going really fast. So if you want to be generous, place green arrows on all of your corners. If I drift with SpongeBob, his rear ends up clipping the flags. Oh, that's awful. I don't have any of the SpongeBob cars. I'm not gonna get that expansion. I did get the DC Villains one though. He clips the arrows too. Yeah, yeah. There's a couple of other cars that I know that do that too. Like I know Synchro has clipped the arrows. Oh, all right. I'm gonna show you guys a cool technique that I really like to do on my tracks. I call it boost drifting or power drifting. Sorry, not boost drifting, power drifting. So make a good bank, okay. It's easier to do these when you're going downhill, not uphill, but I'm just gonna make this real quick. Mark, you might know how to do this, but this is really neat. So you want to start back here where you kind of initiate a drift and make sure it's on the inside wall, okay? You want to extend this all the way around, okay? And then you want to get another one and just do the same exact thing but right next to it. Now when it comes to placing these on corners, do not put them on the outside. The developers even did this and it sucks. If you have these on the outside, it throws you into the outside wall. So keep them on the inside. I only play with accelerators cars or with just the regular cars with old race or accelerators kins on them. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I collect fantasy cars and world race cars and accelerator cars and stuff like that. Do you like keeping your basement with clean, solid white walls, or do you have them for this stream? No, I kind of like the clean. I had it with different colors and things like that, but it kind of hurt my eyes having like all the colors everywhere and the different stuff. Like I had it all decorated, but the other reason I made it white is it's simpler and it looks nice and lighting, but the other reason is because and Mark, I know you're an old gentleman, so I hope you know this, but Creep Show, I think the first Creep Show movie, if you know what I'm talking about, you'll get it. But yeah, so when you come in here with these, it helps light up the track too. Yes, that's true, it does help like the track up. I actually made like the walls black once because I wanted to make like a space track, and I didn't really like it that much, so the white does help. So yeah, when you're making a power drift corner, this is how you want to do it. It is just like this. So we're going to test the track. I'm going to choose a different car for this. We'll go my little DeLorean. So let's hope it works, because I haven't actually done this with the DeLorean. So what you do is you just hold the car in a drift. Thanks for this double strip tip. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it helps a lot. I'm actually going to switch cars here. Let's go with my Hummer. It might not work with the Hummer, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay, I didn't really bank the corner that well, because it's kind of flat, so when you're doing these, you want to make a corner that's descending, so, you know, it's up in the air and that kind of curves and goes down. Oops. That's kind of like the best way to do it. But, like, my best vehicle for this that I discovered it in was Twin Mill, so we're going to use my Twin Mill. Also, when you're switching your cars in the test drive, the audio is the tractor, and I think the stats are the tractor as well, except for the boost. The boost actually would be whatever the car is you choose. Okay, that was really bad, but as you can see, I got a little bit better that time. So, oh gosh darn it, I didn't even reset the actual vehicle itself. I keep doing that. Oh yeah, I don't have any of those. I wonder if Kit will do it. So not every car can do this, by the way. But this is just a neat thing that I discovered that I do on some of my tracks, because they're always really fun. Oh, yeah. The outside will throw you into the outside walls. Definitely don't put it on the outside. I mean, if you've done it, then I don't think I have to demonstrate. You already know what I'm talking about. Have you redone the swamp realm in the back cave? The area in the bottom of the cave has water. That would be perfect to recreate the scene with water. I do need to recreate the swamp realm, so I'll probably do the back cave next. But yeah, I'll probably do that. Good question. Let's see. Can we modify pushable tracks? Oh, published tracks. Yes, you can. I watch this, so we'll exit. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not just gonna say yes, you can. I'm gonna show you. I'm also kind of reminding myself because maybe they changed it. Okay, so you're gonna go to Track Builder. Okay. Sorry, not Track Builder. My bad. Go to My Tracks. Okay, My Tracks. Then go to Shared. Okay, and this is your shared. Now there is an edit option. Oh wait, hold on. Can we modify published tracks? Okay. Okay, my bad. You can't actually. Yeah. Okay. That was a lie. This is why I wanted to remind myself and double check. No, you cannot. You cannot edit published tracks, but. Okay, there's a but. Local tracks, okay? This is, tracks you've created that are saved. You can go back and edit these. As you can see at the bottom, it says back, delete, edit, rename, and share. Okay? So as long as you have tracks saved, you can go back and edit them, but, you're always going to have your tracks saved anyway, once you finish it. So, one thing I do want to note, too, is I'm going to show you a track I made a few days ago. Okay, so this track is called Man and Machine, okay? If I go back to local, it's the same track, but the name is different. You can save a track with a name, okay? Originally this track was going to be called Terminate FF, okay? And then I decided I don't want it to actually have that name. So when it gives you the option to save your track and then share it, before you share it, you can change the name. So this is just a track saved in my library. Publicly, when I shared this track, the name I switched to Man and Machine. So when this is public, everybody will see this track as Man and Machine, not Terminate FF. So your saved tracks, you're always going to have, like, this is one of the first tracks I've ever built. This track is awful. I got some other ones. My first Storm Realm, Cavern Realm, Ice Realm. I got so many of these in here. Um, what is this? Uh, you a legend in Hot Wheels Unleashed for all the tracks you've created. Thank you, Kurt Wild. I appreciate that a lot. um, yeah, so, um, you know, you got your local tracks. Now, when you go back and modify, and you try to publish a track you've modified, so like, see how that says Storm Realm V2? If I wanted that track to have the same name, I would have to change a character in the title of the track. I can't have two of the same tracks with the same name. Or I can't have two different tracks with the same name. So that's why, like, I have let's see, where is it? The Storm Realm, and then I have Storm Realm V2, so version 2. That goes with liveries as well, as the tracks. So, yep, that's that. And then Swamp Realm, Ruins Realm, Warped Realm, Wind Realm, Fire in the Line, Cyber Grid. A lot of these are, actually all of these are published. Junk, Glass, well, maybe some are published, I don't know. Well, most of these are published, there's some that aren't. Yeah, so I figured I'd just show off a little bit of my tracks that I've made. This is the most bizarre track I've ever created. This was very, very hard to make, but it turned out pretty well, and probably the most. I wanted to see how far I could make the physics of the game work. Essentially, I wanted to see if I can push past the limits, and I basically did that with this. The whole track is upside down, and you're only held on by a single magnetic strip, and the gravity of the car is, it's crazy. It's really, really hard to explain, but yeah, so but yeah, got a lot of tracks, a lot of tracks I don't even race on. Like, I don't even race on this one. GP Blue, GP Red, GP Orange. Here's my track that you can land inside the volcano. GP Yellow, GP Black, Dyno Test. I wanted to see how long I could make a straightaway. I made this in the skate park. It's a pretty neat track. Tool, Endurance Realm, or Enduro Realm. This is actually the biggest map I've ever made. I made this in the top of the skate park. It's a figure 8, body hammer, power trip, testament, Realm V2, sound realm, leadfoot, headstrong. I don't like pickles. Orange GP, Terminator FF. This was for photos and things like that, so that's why it's a straight line. Meat Wagon and Dream Theater, which is my latest one I made. But yeah, those are all my tracks, and I keep getting coins. I'm rich because of how many things I've made, and people keep liking my stuff. So, yeah, so that's kind of it, I guess, for track building. I might do another one of these videos later to kind of just show you guys how I build tracks from scratch, you know, just if I want to just start building and just putting things together and things like that, and showing you techniques that I do. You know, full-fledged. You know, I kind of went step by step on different techniques in this one, but, you know, things like that. So, I was thinking if making tracks for the thumbnail purposes, I was thinking of making tracks for the thumbnail purposes too. Oh, yeah, I thought of that the other day. It was like, oh, you know, I should do that. Cause I mean, it's nice to do it. I just go time tack and choose a car I want. Let's do the DeLorean, okay, and then community search, and then I knew I named it pick green screen. And my favorite thing about the basement is, since you can customize it, you can kind of get away with making like a green screen room. You know, you can make the wall green, and you know, if you have a video editor and you know stuff like that, you can do some crazy stuff, and you know, make cool thumbnails and things like you said, Mark. You know, so the other reason I made this too is because I wanted to make pictures of my car on the pool table, because I just thought it looked cool. So, oh, I still have the fastest lap time here. So, let's see. There's a lot of stuff on the walls. So, a green screen wall area would probably be the best spot over there, but that blank area is like right there. So if you made that back wall green and you made a track go over there or something, you know, you can edit that, do some cool stuff. You know, green screen stuff's fun. But yeah, so I just made a straight line and put a long charge boost so I can kind of fly around. Oh yeah. And then you know, I wanted to, you know, like I said, land on the pool table, and you can change the pool table color. I like the color purple, so you know, I made it purple. And you know, say I want to do a cool photo, the DeLorean here, so I like to do no, I don't want to get too ambitious with that, so turn off imaging, turn this off, there we go, and voila, cool photo, you know, stuff like that. So you know, if you want, you can go to any environment and just make, you know, a straight line like this, or make it around the map. I mean, the basement is so tiny, so I just did one end to the other, and then I just did the boost, and you know, I can use it to fly around to different spots and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, so let's reset. So yeah, you know, up here, if I don't want to go to the pool table, I want to go somewhere else, get on my boost. You know, let's say I want to take a photo with my little Easter Island guy, you know. I'll just fly over there. You know, park my car, go to photo mode, and I probably should have turned the DeLorean. Oh, no, actually, I just need to turn the steering wheel the other way. Hold on. Okay. There we go. See, look at that. Take cool photos. Just like that. So, yeah, I'm gonna make more of these. Oh yeah, Mark, I know you're on the PlayStation, so, you can, check out this track I made. Just, you know, go to the search on time trial and just type in pick / green screen, or just pick. And this track will pop up. Let's see. Thumbnails. are critical for success. The value of this tip is immense, or immense. Yes. I have a hard time reading. um, Thank you, Mark. um, you know what? I want to actually go to my basement real quick and make the back wall green so I can show you kind of what I'm talking about a little bit. So this loads faster. Come on. It takes so long. Okay. Walls. Wall 1. Okay, so it's wall 1, and I just have wall paint. Okay. And let's go... That looks like a green screen color. Okay. Select it, back, and exit the basement. Yep, that's right, nobody beats me. I'm Kurt Wilde. That's my favorite character. I wish I was Kurt Wilde. Okay, I'm actually gonna go back to pick green screen real quick, because I want to actually... Well, actually, I could just make a new version. Yeah, we'll make a new one. Okay, so let's go to basement. This is going to be really quick, too. It's not going to take long. So, the thing with the green screen is you want to get close to that back wall. So, just remember Spinebuster's my car. Yeah. I wish Spinebuster was in this game. So the lighting on this might be a little weird because, you know, there's that light there, so there's also orange lights here, there's lights there. You can make the floor green, you know, if you want to do like a green screen floor thing, I guess. Some weird lighting, but so let's see here. We'll put this here. Okay. Back a little bit. Oh, well, it's not doing. You're good, but I have more experience. Nobody beats Kurt Wilde. Okay, so that's exactly where I took a Christmas pick. Nice. Okay, go back to modify. Get rid of the walls. Okay. Alright. And go back to construction, because we have a little bit of a problem here. Need to adjust this. Make it go up this way. And where's the finish line? Oh no, did I? Shoot. I did not put this one. Oh my goodness. Alright. Actually, I might have just did a good thing anyway. Yes, I'm on PS4. Right there. Turn it. Right there, and... No, where's the finish? There it is. Okay, Validation. Oh, I didn't get rid of the walls. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Modify. Nope. No wall. No, no. No wall. No wall. No wall. No wall. Okay, now I can validate it. Alright, Mark. I actually kind of want to make this for you, so I'm just going to call this green screen, okay? So if you ever want to use this, just look up green screen. I'll make it one word. Like that, okay? And, me? Yes. PS4, Rice Groups. Yeah, so green screen, that's going to be the name of this if you ever want to use it, Mark. Tags, I'll leave no tags. Hopefully no one took the name green screen. No one took it. Cool. Alright. Now we get to see what it looks like in photo mode. So, time attack. And, let's do, cool car. Oh, great, it's more of those spam bots. Loading, 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 loading. So many cars. So many cars. Drive. Drive my Hummer. Okay, community tracks. Green screen, alright. Oh. Well, that's annoying. The wall's not green. Great. It should be green. I don't know why it's not. Okay, I just remembered that, what's your favorite car in the game? The Hummer, the DeLorean, Twin Mill, Kit, and, I don't know. I got a lot. That's all I can think of right now. It's your current room. Well, you remember I changed the wall to green, but it's not green, it's white again. So, I don't know. Anyway, I mean, maybe, you know, oh, well, duh. You can always make this yourself if you want, Mark. But, yeah, you know, this is a perfect green screen opportunity. You know, get a nice photo of a car and have this all green and, you know, put some cool stuff in there. Things like that. But, yeah. But, yep. So, I love the amount of details that they did with these, like, up close. They're very nice. Look fantastic. But, yeah. Anyway, it's your, oh yeah, I already read that. I'm actually gonna end the stream here because it's 12 and I gotta get to work in the morning and I gotta go to sleep. So, yeah, I, you know, want to thank you guys for watching, and, Mark, thanks for watching, and enjoying the stream. I really appreciate it. I've been watching your YouTube channel for. I love your content, so it's really cool. You're checking out my stuff. So the cats are getting hungry. um, but yeah, for everybody else joining the stream and things like that and stuff like that. Thank you all very much. I had fun making this little tutorial for you guys and stuff like that. So yeah, I will see you guys in another stream later. If you new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, like if you want, and I will see you all next time. And if you are on PS4, my gamer tag is German_WinterFox. So yeah, but I make all the cool tracks in the game, highly rated. So oh cool, thanks Kurt. But yeah, so thanks again guys, and I will see you guys later.